WNBA and the No Space for Hate campaign.
The WNBA has this No Space for Hate campaign, and I'm just letting them know, like, you've created this space for the hate.
Renee Montgomery, who hates Caitlin Clark.
It's happening, and fast. A new storm is sweeping through the WNBA, and at the center of it is none other than Atlanta Dream co-owner Renee Montgomery.
The They Not Like Us crowd. Shout out to Renee Montgomery. It was never meant for everybody. It was never meant to be all-inclusive. More so, it meant to be more exclusive, to try to push a certain fan base away, to try to exclude a certain fan base, right?
Just moments ago, social media exploded after her controversial comments about Caitlin Clark resurfaced, triggering a massive wave of backlash. Fans are furious, analysts are speaking out, and suddenly the league's much-publicized No Space for Hate campaign is being exposed for what many are calling a shield of convenience, applied selectively, depending on who's involved. The double standards are no longer speculation. They're being called out loud and clear. Montgomery, along with other high-profile WNBA insiders, is now facing intense public scrutiny. And some fans are even saying she's been left in tears as the criticism piles up.
The WNBA has this No Space for Hate campaign, and I'm just letting them know, like, you've created this space for the hate.
She's staying relevant by saying dumb things about the next popular women's basketball player, the most popular women's basketball player on the planet, while clearly falling into the trap of becoming addicted to her social media mentions filling up, even if the overwhelming majority of the population disagrees with everything she's saying.
So what exactly happened? Why are fans turning on the league's leadership? And what does all this mean for Caitlin Clark and her future in professional basketball? In today's video, we're breaking it all down. The controversy, the cover-ups, the hypocrisy, and what it signals about the direction the WNBA is heading. Buckle up, because this story is bigger than one comment. It's about the soul of the league. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments where you stand on this explosive issue. Now let's get into it.
There's idiots out there of every race, every color, every origin, every sex, you name it, they got it. And if idiots want to say, and this is what they're doing, Renee Montgomery and Angel Reese, if they want to say that it's Caitlin Clark fans and lump them into that, well, that's par for the course on the old victim mentality. I'm doing this, she's doing this, but look at how bad her fans are.
It all began when Renee Montgomery, former WNBA player and now co-owner of the Atlanta Dream, made statements that many saw as divisive, dismissive, and deeply hypocritical, especially coming from someone who's supposed to be a leader within the league. While the WNBA has proudly launched its No Space for Hate campaign, an initiative meant to combat hate, racism, and division, Montgomery herself stirred outrage when she openly questioned the type of fans coming into the league because of Caitlin Clark's arrival.
Sheryl Swoopes, you're wrong. It's the most dominating thing we've seen, whether it's in the arena, outside the arena, on the court, with the media. It's so dominant, in fact, that legends like Sheryl Swoopes are so damn jealous, they just can't stop themselves from stupidity.
During a segment, she referred to these new supporters by saying, "They not like us." The phrase quickly went viral. For many, it sounded like an attempt to gatekeep who's allowed to love the game and who isn't. The backlash intensified when Montgomery's family members joined the conversation online. Instead of dialing down the tension, they threw gasoline on the fire, claiming Caitlin Clark had done nothing but be white to receive her fame and media attention. These racially charged statements struck a nerve across social media. Yet, despite how openly inflammatory they were, the league stayed silent. No investigation, no condemnation, no accountability. This silence, especially from a league that's been swift to react when similar remarks are made in reverse, hit differently.
It is undeniable that Caitlin Clark is the engine.
Caitlin Clark effect. There has been so much of an influx in attendance, in jersey sales, and viewership, all the things.
That's about star power, narrative, and likability.
Caitlin Clark comes into the WNBA. goes through college. She has panache. She has style.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlyn?
She's so good at basketball.
Fans and critics alike pointed out that if the roles were reversed, punishment would have been immediate. And that silence has now exposed a major crack in the WNBA's image, one where the rules aren't applied equally to all. Caitlin Clark, despite being a rookie, has done more to elevate women's basketball in a few months than some stars have done in years. Attendance is breaking records. Arenas that were half empty are now selling out. TV ratings have shot up. And yet, instead of celebrating this undeniable impact, key voices within the league, from players to executives, have responded with skepticism, jealousy, and even hostility. Perhaps the most shocking moment came when Clark was left off the Team USA Olympic roster, a move many believe was politically motivated.
In fact, when Caitlin Clark's not playing, you see people turning it off or selling their tickets.
She is more famous than all of this generation's NBA stars.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlyn?
She's so good at basketball.
Sources say Dawn Staley, one of the most influential figures in women's basketball, played a role in keeping her off the team, despite Clark's impressive second-half performances. And let's not forget, Staley herself has a history of controversial reactions, including supporting boycotts over race-related incidents later proven to be hoaxes, like the Brigham Young volleyball case, a claim she never publicly corrected. These actions have sent a clear message. The old guard of the WNBA doesn't view Caitlin Clark as an asset. They view her as a threat, and for many fans, that's unacceptable.
Her fans are little girls wearing 22. Her fans are moms and dads taking little girls and little boys to see something they've never seen. Anybody that sends a death threat, an AI post, a fan, they would consider them a crazy person. That's what they would consider them. But of course, in this world, the Renee Montgomerys of the world, the Cheryl Swoops of the world, they have to make this about something that we all know they're making it about. Look at this white girl and their white fans.
The controversy hit a new high when CBS Sports announced that Renee Montgomery would be part of the broadcast team for a Fever vs. Sky matchup, a game expected to draw massive viewership thanks to Caitlin Clark's presence. Instead of viewing this moment as a chance to highlight the growth of the game, CBS doubled down on the narrative, putting Montgomery front and center. Fans were outraged. They flooded comment sections and forums, calling the decision tone-deaf and antagonistic. Many accused the network of deliberately pushing a divisive message, choosing someone who openly dismissed new fans to represent the very broadcast designed to reach them. And Montgomery wasn't alone. Dawn Staley also appeared on the same broadcast, raising even more eyebrows.
Renee Montgomery, who hates Caitlin Clark.
She was just ridiculous, mean, nasty.
WNBA and the No Space for Hate campaign, the biggest crock of shit. Twitter fool 62 make up this nonsense. The WNBA is quick to get on their soapbox, quick to start an investigation, and quick to enforce.
The WNBA has this No Space for Hate campaign, and I'm just letting them know, like, you've created this space for the hate.
The backlash deepened when observers connected this move to a larger pattern of divisiveness within the league. Dawn Staley, another prominent figure on the CBS broadcast, has a complicated history as well. She previously called for boycotts in response to race-related incidents that were later exposed as hoaxes, such as the Brigham Young volleyball case, and has never issued a public apology. Though Staley occasionally makes positive remarks about Clark, her record suggests a reluctance to embrace the changing landscape of women's basketball. Together, Montgomery and Staley's presence on the broadcast sends a troubling message to new fans. You're not fully welcome here. Fans across social media wasted no time voicing their anger.
There's idiots out there of every race, every color, every origin, every sex, you name it, they got it. And if idiots want to say, and this is what they're doing, Renee Montgomery and Angel Reese, if they want to say that it's Caitlin Clark fans and lump them into that, well, that's par for the course on the old victim mentality. I'm doing this, she's doing this, but look at how bad her fans are.
Many pledged to boycott the CBS pregame show, accusing the network of pushing an agenda that undermines the sport's potential to grow. Suggestions quickly surfaced for more neutral, basketball-focused analysts, with names like Candace Parker and Cheryl Miller emerging as popular alternatives. Unlike Montgomery and Staley, these figures are respected voices who prioritize the game itself over divisive narratives.
We understand that the world that we live in can easily be defined by white racist, white bad. You're rooting for a white guy, bad. You're wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Think about that. Make America Great Again. Oh, you don't understand. That has racial connotations. No, it doesn't. When it's not going well for you, claim racism. When it's going well for you, claim victim/racism. We get it. We understand. And frankly, I just laugh at it.
At its core, the controversy highlights a dangerous choice facing the WNBA and its media partners. The league is at a pivotal moment, with Caitlin Clark helping to drive unprecedented interest in women's basketball. But if the leadership chooses to elevate figures who dismiss and alienate this new audience, they risk undoing all that progress. For Renee Montgomery, the criticism has been swift and intense, and it serves as a stark reminder that in today's sports landscape, rejecting the fans is a losing game.
Cheryl Swoops, you're wrong. It's the most dominating thing we've seen, whether it's in the arena, outside the arena, on the court, with the media. It's so dominant, in fact, that legends like Cheryl Swoop are so damn jealous, they just can't stop themselves from stupidity.
So here we are. What started as an exciting new chapter for the WNBA, fueled by Caitlin Clark's unprecedented rise, has now exposed deep divisions within the league. Fans who simply want to support great basketball are being told they don't belong. Players and owners who should be leading with unity are instead sowing division. And the No Space for Hate campaign? It looks more like a slogan than a real standard, applied only when it's convenient.
Caitlin Clark is the only player in the history of the WNBA to achieve those numbers or better.
But to me, that's not dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
She dominates. She dominates the ball, dominates the other team's thought, dominates her own team's thought, dominates the crowd, dominates the entire area of the arena.
Renee Montgomery is now facing the consequences of that hypocrisy. Her words and her family's actions have triggered a wave of backlash that's impossible to ignore. As reports of her emotional reaction to the criticism continue to circulate, one thing is crystal clear: the league can't afford to keep ignoring these issues. Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball is undeniable. Fans, both old and new, want to see the league grow, to celebrate great players regardless of their background.
There isn't one single interesting woman playing in the WNBA, to me, a mid-range jump shooting Asia Wilson, and how great she is. She's not great. She's okay. I mean, she probably could start on a few boys' teams out here in the country, but none here in Indiana City. But Caitlin Clark's interesting.
But for that to happen, the WNBA must practice what it preaches. There can be no space for selective outrage, no space for gatekeeping, and certainly no space for hate from anyone. If the league chooses to stand on principle now, it has a real chance to bring this new era of women's basketball to even greater heights. But if it continues down this path of double standards and division, it risks alienating the very fans who are ready to take the game to the next level. That's it for today's video. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Should the WNBA hold its own leadership accountable? Should Renee Montgomery face consequences for her actions? And how should the league handle this moving forward?
Her fans are little girls wearing 22. Her fans are moms and dads taking little girls and little boys to see something they've never seen. Anybody that sends a death threat, an AI post, a fan, they would consider them a crazy person. That's what they would consider them. But of course, in this world, the Renee Montgomerys of the world, the Cheryl Swoops of the world, they have to make this about something that we all know they're making it about. Look at this white girl and their white fans.
The fallout from this controversy is far from over. Renee Montgomery may have underestimated just how passionate and vocal Caitlin Clark's supporters truly are. What was intended to be a routine pregame show is now a flashpoint for a deeper debate about the future of the WNBA and whether it will embrace growth or cling to outdated divisions. As the backlash continues to mount, CBS and the league are facing mounting pressure to rethink their approach. Fans are watching closely to see whether their voices will be heard or ignored.
There is no race. And guess what? Those aren't fans. The people that are doing that, if they're doing that, they're just idiots. And if you're going to be popular, if you're going to be in the public eye, you're going to have a lot of idiots.
One thing is clear. Caitlin Clark has transformed the women's game, bringing in a wave of new fans and new energy. Trying to shut that out is not only short-sighted, it's self-destructive. The league stands at a crossroads. It can choose to foster unity and capitalize on this once-in-a-generation opportunity, or it can continue down a path of division that risks driving away the very audience it desperately needs.
White girl is successful. White girl more popular. White girl must be bad. Bad white girl. We see it in politics with bad orange man. And of course your fans are racist. You racist!
For now, Renee Montgomery's stance has sparked a fierce backlash, and unless changes are made, that backlash may only grow louder. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest WNBA controversies and Caitlin Clark news, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be bringing you more updates as this story develops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
I went to a Fever game, and I saw a bunch of little kids wearing 22 jerseys, and if this idiot thinks it's because I'm wearing this jersey because I don't like Angel Reese. I think if you ask most of them, they'd say, who's Angel Reese? There's no problem. I mean, it bothers African-American people to their core that a white girl and a white man, Jokic in the NBA, is playing basketball. There's no racial sovereignty. There's no racial exception that, hey, black people are supposed to be better than white people at basketball. That's crap.
At the heart of this controversy lies a bigger question. Who truly controls the narrative of the WNBA? Is it the fans who show up, fill arenas, and buy jerseys? Or is it the select voices inside the league trying to define who belongs and who doesn't? The explosion of support around Caitlin Clark shows there's an undeniable hunger for change, for a league where talent and dedication matter more than personal grudges or old rivalries. If the WNBA embraces that opportunity, it can finally break through to new heights. If not, moments like this will only keep setting the league back.
She has taken to two things that, well, most women go to in sports when it's not going their way, shaking their ass and calling people racist.
All of this leads to a much bigger question. Who controls the WNBA's narrative? Is it the fans, the people who buy the tickets, wear the jerseys, and show up to support the game? Or is it a select group of insiders who believe they alone should decide who belongs and who doesn't? Because if recent events have shown us anything, it's that this league is not just divided, it's at war with itself. On one side, you have a surge of new interest, powered by players like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and others who are turning women's basketball into mainstream entertainment. On the other, you have gatekeepers determined to maintain a certain status quo, even if it means alienating the very people keeping the league alive. This isn't just about Renee Montgomery or Dawn Staley anymore. It's about whether the WNBA is ready to evolve, to welcome in everyone who loves the sport, regardless of where they came from or who they root for. The No Space for Hate campaign means nothing if it's only enforced when convenient.
When it's behind your name, that's when a lot of people are like, oh, they think, oh, I don't like her because her fans are saying this. No, I don't believe in her heart that she has hatred towards me. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she believes that I don't have hatred towards her. But I think her fan base has gone, I'm talking about like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Here's a TikTok and Angel Reese's comments below. Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
Let me say it again. You were never a Caitlin fan. You were an Angel Reese hater. You didn't care about Caitlin Clark's skills. You like the fact that she was a white woman performing exceptionally well in a sport dominated by black women. So instead of appreciating Caitlin for being an incredible, talented player, it was all about being anti-Angel Reese. That's not weird to y'all? Y'all think that's weird?
If fans are being told they're not welcome simply because they support a player who's white or from a different background, then what kind of message is the league really sending? Caitlin Clark has already proven she can change the game. The question now is whether the league is willing to change with her, or whether it'll resist that change to protect old power structures. The WNBA has a rare opportunity right now to embrace unity, progress, and growth. But it won't happen unless people in positions of power stop weaponizing identity and start championing excellence, no matter who it comes from.
You left no crumbs. Okay, that's Angel Reese's response. That means that you're right. I agree. You told the truth.
Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me like naked.
Angel Reese took her clothes off for Instagram and posed and all this stuff. What happened? She claimed to be sexualized. What is that? Drama. Total drama. Put some clothes on, young lady, and act like an adult.
No one has sympathy for the villain. You painted the bullseye on your back. Why are you surprised when people shoot at you?
We understand in this world that the easiest thing for really stupid people like Angel Reese to do is to claim racism.
And that wraps up today's video. The controversy surrounding Renee Montgomery, Caitlin Clark, and the WNBA's response isn't just about a single moment. It reflects a larger identity crisis playing out in real time, one that could determine the league's future. Whether or not Renee Montgomery meant to create division, her words and the league's silence have left lasting damage. And unless there's a course correction, the WNBA risks pushing away the very people who want to support it. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Renee Montgomery should face consequences for her comments? Is the WNBA applying its no space for hate values fairly, or only when convenient? And what does all of this mean for Caitlin Clark's role in shaping the future of the sport? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We'll be covering every new twist as this story continues to unfold. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.